The number 50 didn't come to me as a whisper or a scratch on the wall. It came as a silence, a long, hollow silence that filled my apartment the night of my 50th birthday. I remember blowing out the candles on a cake I'd bought for myself. Single, no family, just me and a grocery store sheet cake. And when the smoke cleared, the room was wrong. The hum of the refrigerator had stopped. The traffic outside had stopped. Even the sound of my own breathing seemed muffled, like I was underwater. I sat there in the dark, waiting for the world to start again. It didn't. Not really. Not the way it was before. My name is David. I'm a retired postal worker. I've lived in the same studio apartment for 30 years. I know every crack in the ceiling, every stain on the carpet, every sound the building makes. So I know, with absolute certainty, that the knocking didn't come from next door. It came from inside my closet. The knocking started a week after my birthday. 3 knocks, always at 3:50 a.m., always from the same place, the back wall of my bedroom closet, behind my winter coats. I checked the wall during the day. Solid plaster. The apartment on the other side is the hallway. No one there. I knocked back 3 times. The knocking stopped for a night. Then it started again, but louder, insistent. I'm not a brave man. I'm not a curious man. I'm a man who likes routine and quiet and the predictable passage of time, but the knocking wore me down. After 2 weeks, I cleared out the closet. I pressed my ear to the wall, and I heard counting a child's voice, faint like she was speaking through a long tube. 41, 42, 43, 44. A pause. Then, 49. He's not listening. He's not opening the door. I tapped the wall. I'm listening. Silence. Then a small sound. Not crying. Laughing. You're 50, she said. I've been waiting for someone 50. That's the number of steps from my front door to the old oak tree. I only made it to 49. I tripped on a root. I fell. And when I stood up, I was here. Inside the wall. Where's here? A hallway. A long hallway. There are doors, but they're all locked. Except for yours. You're the 50th door I've tried. The others were too young, or too old, or they wouldn't listen. But you listened. I'll call someone, I said. A contractor. We'll open the wall. No, she said, and her voice was sharp. You can't open it from your side. You have to come in. You have to go through the door and walk the hallway and open the door at the other end. That's the only way I can get out. What's at the other end? The oak tree. My house. My mother. She's been calling for 50 years. She never stopped. I should have called the police. I should have moved. But I'm 50 years old, and I've spent my whole life saying no to things. To love, to risk, to the unknown. That night, for the first time, I said yes. I pushed against the back wall of the closet. It gave way like cardboard. Not plaster, not wood. Something soft, almost fleshy. I stepped through into darkness. The hallway was narrow, the walls covered in old wallpaper. Roses, faded to brown. The floor was hardwood, cold under my bare feet. I hadn't taken off my slippers, but they were gone. The air smelled like dust and rain and something else. Crayons. The child was standing a few feet away, her white dress glowing faintly. She was small, maybe 6 years old, with brown hair in a braid and bare feet. Her eyes were dark, ancient. 50 steps, she said, from this door to the next. I've walked them 1,000 times, but I always stop at 49. I can't take the last step. Something holds me back. Something? She pointed down the hallway. Him. I looked. At the far end of the hallway, where the wallpaper gave way to darkness, I could see a shape. Tall, thin, standing motionless. It had no face, just smooth skin where features should have been. But it was watching. I could feel it. Who is he? The one who caught me when I fell. He's been keeping me here. He says I have to find someone to take my place. Someone who will walk the 50 steps and open the door. Then I can leave. But the person who opens the door has to stay. I looked at her. You want me to stay? She shook her head. I want you to walk with me to the 49th step. And then I want you to push me hard so I fall onto the 50th step. And then I can open the door myself. You'll fall? I've been falling for 50 years. One more won't hurt. She smiled. It was a sad smile. Please, my mother is waiting. We started walking. 1, 2, 3. The hallway stretched ahead, impossibly long. The walls were covered in drawings now. Stick figures, trees, A house with a picket fence. 456. The faceless figure didn't move, but its head turned to follow us. 789. The child's hand was cold in mine, but I held on. 10. 11, 12. I could smell flowers, honeysuckle, the same smell from my grandmother's garden. 13, 14, 15. The floor began to slope downward. 16, 17, 18. The faceless figure was closer now. I could see that it wasn't standing still. It was counting. Its lips moved in silence. 19, 20, 21. At 30, the child stumbled. I caught her arm. Almost there, she whispered. 31, 32, 33. The figure was an arm's length away now. It raised a hand. Just smooth stumps, but it pointed at the child. 34, 35, 36. I can't, she said. I can't take another step. He's too close. I looked at the figure. Its blank face was turned toward her, but I stepped between them. I faced it. I opened my mouth, and I started counting. Louder than it. Stronger. 37, 38, 39. The figure hesitated, its head tilted. 40, 41, 42. I took a step toward it. It stepped back. The child gasped. She ran. 43, 44, 45. She reached the door at the end of the hallway. A small white door with a brass knob shaped like an oak leaf. 46, 47, 48. She put her hand on the knob. 49. She looked back at me, tears streaming down her face. I nodded. She opened the door. Beyond it was sunlight, a field. A woman in a flowered dress, running toward the door, her arms open. Abigail, Abigail, my baby. The child stepped through. The door began to close. The faceless figure lunged, but I stood in its way. It passed through me. Cold, so cold. And then it was gone. The door closed. The hallway began to crumble. The wallpaper peeled. The floor cracked. I ran back the way I came. 50 steps, I counted them. 49, 48, 47. The closet door was still there, a rectangle of faint light. I dove through it as the hallway collapsed behind me. I landed on my bedroom floor, gasping. The closet was normal. Coats, shoes, a wall of solid plaster. That was a month ago. I've stopped hearing the knocking, but sometimes late at night I hear a child's laughter, distant, happy, and a woman's voice calling Abigail. Time for dinner. I smile. I go back to sleep, but here's what I didn't tell you. When I stepped through the closet door, when I ran back to my apartment, I felt something brush against my shoulder. Something cold. Something that didn't make it through, but it touched me. And now, when I look in the mirror, I see it. Behind me. Faint, like a reflection in old glass. A tall, thin figure with no face. Counting. Waiting. I'm 50 years old. I've got maybe 30 good years left. And I know that every night it gets a little closer. The number 50 was the key. The child is free, but the collector needs someone to count with. And I'm the only one left in the hallway. Last night I woke up at 3:50 a.m. The closet door was open, not a crack, wide, and inside, not coats, not shoes, a hallway with wallpaper, and at the far end, a white door. I closed the closet. I nailed it shut. I pushed my dresser in front of it, but I can still hear the counting. 47, 48, 49. A pause, and then a whisper right next to my ear. 50. I'm writing this because I don't know how long I can keep the door closed. And when it opens again, I don't think I'll be running away. I think I'll be walking toward it, because the child wasn't the only one who was lost. The collector was lost too. And maybe, just maybe, someone needs to walk with him. The closet door is moving. The dresser is shaking. I can see the crack of light from the hallway. It's not dark in there anymore. It's golden. Like sunrise. I think I'm going to open the door. Just one more time, one last step.